Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. Now, you've probably clicked on this video because you're struggling at Fortnite. Fortnite is just not fun for you because you're being dominated. I know, yes, I know you. Probably ending with low kills, probably dying within the first 2 minutes of every game. Teammates laughing at you, oh look at him, he's a bot. Not to worry, you've come to the right place. Because I've seen a few mistakes that people are doing daily that are holding them back from their true potential. So in this video we're going to be breaking that down and helping you improve. At the end of it you can go back to those same teammates and say, laugh at me now you bums. So let's get into it. Now before we get into the good stuff, just have to put out a quick disclaimer, unfortunately, because that's just how the world works, especially the internet. I am not a pro, never claimed to be one. I'm just an above average player who's hoping to teach those, to give those maybe who are struggling, who keep on doing the same mistakes repeatedly, who just can't figure out what they're doing wrong. Give those just a little push to get over that hump. Because believe me, if you keep on encountering the same problem, the game just won't be fun. And when a game is not fun, you might as well just stop playing it. People have forgotten what made Fortnite so good. Having fun with your teammates, solos, duos, squads. It was all about having fun. I think we've kind of forgotten how Fortnite should be played with. Now before we get into the gameplay tips, for my console users out there, this is specifically targeting you. So PC users, don't worry. We'll get to the general gameplay tips after this. So I want everyone who plays on console, plays with the controller, press start, go in their settings and look at them. Look at every single setting that you feel is not perfect for you. Now you might be like, oh it's fine, yeah it'll do. No, I don't want it'll do. I'm extremely comfortable with this. You don't understand how much of a game changer that is. Whether that's sensitivity, whether that's ADS, which I want you to look down all your options and say yes, 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 100% to all of them. And only then could you go into a game. Trust me, I'm watching you. Better do it. Now for me, I found that the sweet spot for the X and Y sensitivity for my game style was 7.7. I found that it was a perfect mixture of not sacrificing aim and still being able to compete in build battles. Again, my game plan, the way I play the game has always been aim. I've always been aim oriented. That doesn't mean I neglect building, but for me I'd rather have an amazing shot over an amazing build, because at the end of the day that's just how I like to play. For you it might be completely different. You might prefer building over shooting. It's just what caters to your need. So play about with that, but as a word of advice, do not go lower than 6 and do not go higher than 8 if you're starting off. Now if you're comfortable with 8, then you could go up to 9. The word of caution though, don't go too crazy. Just because you see a streamer using 1010 doesn't mean you should be using 1010. Again, people get into that mistake a lot. Oh, because my favorite streamer does it, so maybe I should. No, your stream is different to you. Just like you have different fingerprints, different DNA. Your game styles are different. The way you play the game is different. So cater to your needs. Ask yourself, what am I good at? What am I bad at? Try balance it out that way. That's sensitivity out the way. Now moving on next. Now for the ADS and scope sensitivity, they are pretty self-explanatory. You should kind of work out what they mean. If you don't, then don't worry. Scope sensitivity is basically a scoped weapon, so a scoped AR, a thermal, sniper. How fast do you move when you're zoomed in? So for me, I've just left it at 0.5. It works for me. I haven't felt a need to change it. I've never felt that, oh, I lost a gunfight, a sniper battle, a long range encounter because I didn't have the right sensitivity. It's never happened to me. If it's happened to you, lower or higher it based on your personal experience. The same with aiming down sights. Guys, coming up to the big update recently, building sensitivity for console. Yes! Do you know how important this is? Do you know how big a step this is? This is a giant step. We've been asking for this for years, even though the game came out last year. Trust me, you need to perfect this. Find the right one for you. Please, above all else, please find this one. Because you don't understand how easy it is now. Your aiming and your building sensitivities are different. So again, Epic are giving us ways to improve our game. Improve the way you play. So please make use of it. Me personally, I found that 1.3 is working for me at the moment. But again, it's not concrete. I still need some more games. I still need some more time trying it out. But as a word of advice, I wouldn't go too high. Maybe start off 1.5, see how you're doing. If you're struggling, drop it down a bit. Just trial and error. Playing about is the most important thing when it comes to building sensitivity. Now, when it comes to the other options, I don't really think they're that important. Apart from, if you're on console, edit mode, aim assist, you want that turned off. Because trust me, when you're in an edit situation, it's going to get you killed. Especially if you're coming up against people who have it off or PC users. So you want to turn that off. For me, I like sprint instead of jog as my default. I also like tap to search rather than hold to search. It just saves me time. I don't know how many times I've missed a revive because I let go. So they're not really as important, but they can still make a slight difference. Now the first gameplay tip is communication. Yes, I said it, that C word. Communication is vital. It's so important. I can't stress that enough. Now you might be asking yourself, yeah, we talk. That's not communication. You guys might be talking a lot, you might be talking loud. That's not effective communication. That's going to win you the gun battles. That's going to win you the squad on squad action. You need effective communication. What do I mean by that? So, if you see somebody 330, I don't want to hear as a teammate, oh, there's a guy, where? 330, northwest. See how many seconds you wasted there? By that time, God knows what could have happened. You could have got flanked. The guy could have ran away. The store might have closed in. You don't know. Trust me, seconds are important in Fortnite. So get into the habit of coming up with terms that you and your friends will understand. Me personally, my friends know that when I say a number, it's a coordinate that everyone should look at. So if I see somebody 300, I'm not going to say there's a guy 300 northwest. I'm going to say 300. And the people on my team will know because they've played with me so much, because we're so familiar with each other and how we like to speak. They know, alright, because he said that, let's all point to that direction. Now, if I have time and sometimes I need to, I'll maybe add in 3 guys 330, or a direction if we're in the middle of a gunfight and numbers won't be clear. So just get into the habit with your teammates, get into the habit of calling stuff that you guys will understand. Okay, so I mean, the good thing about Fortnite is there's so many names for random locations. There's so many names for paradise palms that your friends might think of, that you, whatever. Just custom callouts, whatever works for you guys. But please make sure your communication is effective and clear. If one of you guys have a shit mic, please invest in a good mic. Because trust me, there's nothing more annoying than hearing on the mic. Yeah? Now the next tip I can give you is know your loadout. What I mean by that is, which guns do you find are most effective when you use them? Are you more of a burst guy or a scar guy? Heavy shotgun, pump shotgun? What works well for you? Now, just because a streamer uses a hunting rifle, hits crazy shots, doesn't mean you're going to hit them. I'm sorry, that's just not how the world works. Alright? Just because somebody else has something doesn't mean you have it. So, drop that hunting rifle if you're not good with it. Be honest with yourselves. Don't say, yeah, I'm good with a hunting rifle. Yeah, I'll use it. When you probably get 1 kill in every 5 games. That's a poor ratio. Drop that for maybe bandages that could have saved your life. For me personally, I really like the double pistols. Prefer them over a shotgun. Why? Because I constantly get the damage I'm advertised. Whether that's 41 for the blue or 43 for the purple. I always get the damage. Shotguns on the other hand, they're dependent if you hit all your shells or not. So, again, I don't see a lot of people using the double pistols. But for me, they work and they work well. I get a lot of kills with them. Goes back to my point of, just because somebody else doesn't use it, doesn't mean you shouldn't. Forget what everyone else uses. Think about what works for you. Now, another tip I can give, play it smart. Now, I know that's a bit vague, but you should know by now what mistakes you keep on doing. Do you push too often? Are you too passive? Do you find yourself lost in the end game? Once you highlight your problems, you're smart enough. Trust me, I know you're smart enough. You might be thinking, no, I'm not. Trust me, you're smart enough to realize what you've been doing wrong and avoid those. I know it's hard to break habits, but once you really start to concentrate on breaking those habits that are costing you games, that are costing you kills, that are costing you pride in front of your friends because you're getting roasted, you will be a much improved player. So, one of the problems I encountered about a few months ago was I was just too aggressive. You know, I started improving on Fortnite, and I thought I was invincible. I thought I could beat everyone. So I got a few kills here by rushing, and I thought, you know what? I'm the next rusher. They're gonna see me on YouTube. Nope, didn't work. Got clapped. So what I had to do, I had to eat some humble pie. Just had to eat it. Had to realize, talk to myself and say, nobody's that good to rush every single time. So now I know when to engage, when to disengage. Another problem we had as a team was we never really looked at a circle when we were pushing teams. So sometimes we'd see teams on the edge of the circle or even in the circle, and we'd be like, you know what? Let's go. Because we'd be happy to see someone. But that got us killed so many times, that got us salty so many times, and that returned us to lobby every single time. So please don't make the mistakes we did. For you, it might be different. For you, it might be, I'm sniping too much. I need to get into the habit of switching to an AR when it's AR range. Or I keep on missing my shotgun shots. Go practice your shotgun shots. Go tilt towers every game until you're confident with your shotgun shots. Alright? Again, going back to the previous point. Be honest with yourself. What mistakes are you making? If you don't look yourself in the mirror and evaluate what you're doing wrong, you're just not going to improve. You can't just breeze through this. Yeah, I'm good at this. I'm good at that. You're clearly not, because you're doing something wrong if you're clicking on this video. That's not a knock on anyone. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm just here to try help you, pinpoint what is that mistake. Moving on to the next point. Know when to shoot and know when to build. Now, what do I mean by that? I have seen so many people, including myself. I'm not exempt from this in no way. I do this as well. I've cut down on it, but it still happens. Sometimes I just find myself, if I'm in a build battle, just building for the sake of it because I'm seeing him build. I'm high on energy. I'm like, yeah, I've got to build battle this guy. You know what that cost me? That cost me, I could have had an open shot on him that I didn't take because I'm building. Or that could have cost me the game. So just know when to build or when to shoot. If you see somebody building recklessly, just take a step back, find a weak point, bang, take your shots, hit them, punish them for making the mistake that you didn't do. Just to wrap things up, everything I said in the video, it works if you let it work. Follow it, try it out. Don't comment, oh, it doesn't work because you died the first game. It takes time. The Mona Lisa wasn't painted overnight. Also, forgot to mention that I do occasionally stream, so if you like what you've seen today and you want to check out my streams, the link will be in the description. Come and show love, tell me you came from my YouTube video. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video has a good reception, then part 2 will be on its way. If not, even if I helped one person, that's a success in my eyes. Have a great day, take care.